everyone, it's Aisha Beau here, and I'm going to show you a super easy transitional hairstyle. As you know, I've been transitioning myself, and I'm just about hit the 7-month mark, and I've just been trying to switch it up a little bit in terms of how I style my hair, especially now that I have so much more new growth and it's kind of starting to balance out with my relaxed ends. So I'm constantly looking for styles that'll be easily blended, and lately I've been doing a braid curl. For those of you who have watched my videos before, you know that a flexi rod set is generally my go-to. However, lately I've been doing a braid curl because one, it's a lot faster for me to get done, and two, it gives me a really nice textured look. And now that I obviously have more new growth, I think that a textured look is great, and also it's easy for me to fake the funk and tell people that I'm fully natural, even though I don't do that. But I think it would be more believable with the braid and curl as opposed to a normal flexi rod set. The braid and curl really makes my hair look super full, and also it's easy for me to manipulate it into a shape that makes it look like I have a cool tapered curly cut, which I like a lot because it gives me this situation right here. So anyways, enough of me talking about how much I love it, and let me get down to actually showing you how to do it. So here we go. So here I am after freshly co-washing my hair. It's still quite damp, but of course, since I'm transitioning, those natural roots are getting dry pretty quickly. But ideally for this style, I like my hair to be semi-dry. It just helps it to dry a lot faster, and I don't have all day, you know? So I start by parting my hair down the middle, and then I break it off into 4 different sections. I generally do this a lot with all the styles that I'm doing just because it's so much easier for me to manipulate my hair when it's sectioned off, and I've just kind of gotten used to this way. Once my hair is separated into 4 sections, I then spray on the Lange Hair Replenish Detangling Conditioning Spray. I don't know if it's pronounced Lange, but I really like it. I got it in my August Onyx box, and it smells so good. See? And it really does the job when it comes to making my hair feel replenished and just so smooth and easy to go through and detangle. These days I've realized that I like to put in my leave-in conditioner throughout my hair and then go back and use the other products, because that way the leave-in conditioner can really set into my hair and help it, you know, condition and replenish itself before I get started with my styling. To give my hair a nice hold but still keep it moisturized as I style it, I like to use the Alodia Nourish and Moisturize hair cream, as well as the Aunt Jackie's Flaxseed Elongating curling gel. From the sections I made, I like to make another section through there. I just like to work in really small pieces. It just helps me to keep my hair very neat. So here I go, finally. Okay, so I'm going to detangle my hair a little bit more, and as you can see, I've already done a few. And once it's detangled, I'm going to add on that Alodia hair cream. That way it can be really moisturized, and then, as I mentioned, give it a nice hold as I braid through my hair. So I'm just going to do a really simple plait downward. And I like to do plaits as opposed to cornrows because I just like the shape that it gets better. And also I feel like with cornrows it kind of shrinks my hair even more. So this way I can get a nice, more elongated curl. I do that almost all the way, and then I leave a small section at the end. And then I add on that curling gel. And then I'm going to take my flexi rod and just roll that end onto it and then twirl it vertically so that the curl drops down. And then I do that all throughout my hair. So here's another look. I know people generally use a perm rod for this, but since I've been transitioning, I've been using flexi rods a lot. And although a perm rod might seem a little bit easier for this, I think that a flexi rod actually is a little bit easier to manage and manipulate with this style. Also, it is less harsh for me to sleep on. So I don't know. I don't think that there's one over the other, but for me, in my personal preference, I think that a flexi rod has been a lot easier. And also the shapes and size of the flexi, or not the shapes, but the size of flexi rods that I have are a little bit more compatible with the braids that I've been doing. I need to upgrade my sizing in my perm rods a little bit. So I just swirl on the end and then twirl it right up. And I like to go from the bottom to the top because that way it gives me a nice layered look when it comes out. I don't know, it just gives my hair a little bit more shape and definition when I take it all out. So you'll see that later. Almost done. Yes, I'm done. Here's a nice 360 look at my hair, and I'll be back once it's all dry. Yes, check this bead face out. Okay, so I'm going to speed through this portion because obviously we're catching up on a very long video here. So I'm taking out each of the flexi rods one by one, very gently. I can't stress to you enough how important it is for a braid and curl routine that your entire head is completely dry. For a flexi rod routine, you can kind of get away with it because it adds a bit of volume, but for a braid and curl, it'll just look like a big puffy mess if you don't let it dry thoroughly. So you have to let it dry. If that means sitting under the dryer for a little longer or doing your braids a bit earlier, you gotta do it. Trust me, it'll benefit you in the long run. The Alodia Hair Care Nourish and Grow Healthy Hair and Scalp Oil comes in really handy right now, especially once your hair is sectioned off into different parts. So I like to run that through my scalp, and it's so easy because of this super simple nozzle that they give you. And I just go through and make sure to rub it into my scalp, and this helps with managing dandruff, and also I've noticed it helped my hair grow as well. Next is one of my favorites, the Aunt Jackie's Soft All Over Multi-Purpose Oil. I've used this in numerous videos, and that's because it's so good. I mean, it really, really, really makes my hair feel super moisturized, and it helps to control frizz when I'm taking out any flexi rod set, braids, or twists. It's just so good. So here I'm going to take all of my braids out. I've sped it up a little bit so it looks like I'm going a little harsher than I actually am, but I'm really taking my time to make sure that I pull each of the sections out gently and don't make it frizzy just yet. And look at this, like a nice little wave and then curl at the bottom. It's great, and you do that throughout your entire head, and just take your time. Don't be in a rush when you're doing this hairstyle, trust me. Once I've taken out all the braids, I'm gonna pick it out. Yes, this is the answer to making any twist out, braid out, flexi rod set, braid and curl set actually look really good. You have to pick it out. Since I've sped the video up, it doesn't really look like it, but I'm actually very gently picking it out from the root close towards the end, but not all the way through the entire hair. Just because of the speed of this, it looks like I'm going through really aggressively, but I'm actually picking it out quite gently. You don't want to mess up those curls at the end because that's what brings the entire style together. And the pick also helps with shaping your hair and making that nice tapered curly cut look that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So just pick it out, use your fingers to kind of fork through just a little bit and shape it the way that you want. Again, I like it to be more full at the top and then a little bit taken in at the bottom, but just style it however you want and just play around with it. Make it look as good as you want it to look. Don't just give up because all your curls are looking a little bit crazy. Take your time and shape it. So if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you know when I have my next video. And as always, please be sure to leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. So any feedback, tips, or transitioning questions that you might have, please share them. Until next time. For more beauty tips, visit AishaBeau.com.